How to take care of your baby's health. 5 baby sleep tips. One of the most difficult things for new parents to deal with is a newborn's sleeping habits. Most of us are familiar with the circles around the eyes of new parents and their complaints about lack of sleep. Here are 5 baby sleep tips, which will hopefully help both your newborn and you to get a solid night's rest. As soon as possible, try and establish a sleeping pattern with your newborn that mimics the one in the rest of the household, in other words, one in which most of the sleeping is done at night. If you find that your newborn is sleeping in because of being up late at night, rouse him or her at the time when you normally get up. By doing this, it's more likely that your newborn will be tired and sleep in the evenings. Let your baby nap in a brightly lit room. Although it seems somewhat counterintuitive, ensure that when your baby naps, he or she does so in a well-lit area. This will likely ensure that your baby naps for shorter periods of time, which will make him more tired in the evening hours, and help him sleep better at night. The reason letting your baby nap in a brightly lit room is a good idea is that it strikes a delicate balance for the parent. It allows you to influence your baby's sleep habits without too much direct interference. The problem is that nobody likes to rouse their baby while he is sleeping. In fact, you're probably enjoying the peace when he is, and yet at the same time you want to try and prevent him from sleeping throughout the day and bothering you at night. By letting your baby sleep in a well-lit room, you encourage shorter naps without actually having to go through the unpleasant experience of physically waking your child. The way with baby names: if a person makes a name, so does a name make a person. Names are said to be reflections of their bearer's personality. A name works like magic behind one's identity. The world sees through the totality of a person with his or her name. That shows how important names are, or should be. Your baby deserves the best name there is. You can give it your best shot. Here are some points to consider. 1. It is time to depart from tradition, no matter how sentimental such a tradition may sound to all of us. Names of family members and other relatives who preceded one's generation often evoke fondness. No wonder it seemed natural for parents to name their babies with those of their forebears. You need not be compelled by the same thought. After all, your baby has his or her own identity, and a great future quite distinct from everyone else's looms before him or her. The point is not about letting go of your roots. Far from it. The point is about expanding your choices of babies' names. But in the event you do believe names from the family are too precious to be forgotten, and you want them to assume some kind of immortality, consulting thoroughly your family tree can be helpful. Check and recheck those whose names might be exactly similar to what you have in mind for your baby. People can end up baffled by 2 different people having one name, and you surely would not want that likely scenario to unfold, especially if it involves your son or daughter. 2. Try some kind of a visioning exercise. Your baby will soon face the real world, as it were. Careless names, nicknames or monikers can put your child in embarrassing situations. Shun them. Take time to dig meanings of names and make sure your baby's name will not provoke funny, visceral or even sordid thoughts or insinuations. You may pick Adonis because, in your view, the name suggests machismo and you foresee that attribute in your newborn son. But never pick a name out of nowhere. Not even something like Melchizedek or Rigoberta. Simply how to take care of your baby's health. Copyright Wings of Success, page 18 of 18, because it sounds nifty or stylish to you. Don't copy a celebrity's name simple because you happen to be a big fan of his or her. Naming a baby requires care and a big amount of consideration. Avoid names that hardly fit to your baby or one that signifies nothing. 3. Put the name you have chosen for your baby to a simple test. Pay particular attention to the initials it brings out. Some idle parents have needlessly subjected their children to public ridicule and other unpleasant encounters due to initials or key letters that connote wild, strange, and even nasty ideas. Examples: Faye Yep Inoue, Here Comes the Fox Lady, Arnold Swayze Schwarzenegger, Hole in One, or Francis Uldrich Coppola Keynes. 4. Moderate your creativity. Too much cooking can spoil the broth. Symptoms of overkill can be found in spelling of names that are too unique for comfort. Think of instances where your child has to spell his or her name every time he introduces himself or herself. Try to spare him or her that trouble. 5. Strive to make the process of decision-making democratic or participatory. Both parents would do well to jointly decide on what name to choose. It reinforces the ties that bind between the two and, later, among the 3 of them. Each story behind baby naming has a life of its own and may in fact outlive anyone. The one for your baby is no exception. Make it mean something for all who cared. Besides, more inputs give rise to better chances of selecting the best name your baby can ever have. Baby Games Shower. Baby games to play at the baby shower. Baby Games Shower happens only once in a while and is a great occasion for having fun. After all, Baby Games Shower is sort of a welcome party for the bundle of joy and fun himself or herself, the soon-to-be-born baby. Aside from the moms-to-be, close friends and relatives like grandparents and godparents make themselves available for these occasions. And how else one can brighten up the party but play group games? People enjoy playing games. Games give people occasion to relate to others and develop friendships among themselves. Baby Games Shower is also a way of paying homage to the mother for bearing the child. Here are some of the more common baby shower games and the brief descriptions of how they are played. Sing It, Baby. Participants position themselves into a round formation. They may either stand up or sit down. When his or her turn comes, each participant will sing several lines from a song that contains the word baby. Somebody from the group of participants will have to be designated as starter. The next player to his or her right will have 10 seconds to do the same after the starter has finished singing. The next player to the right follows until only one person is left who is able to sing a baby song. A song cannot be repeated. Those who repeat a song and those who cannot sing a baby song within 10 seconds when their turn comes boot themselves out of the game.